Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Grace Thuo and I'm back again with a very interesting video. Kama kawaida. So guys, today I have a very interesting video that we'll be talking about, and most of you I know are going to be relating to this video because it all comes across, a very wide range of people who are being affected by this kind of things, because we are going to be talking about traumas. And as we talk, I want you to be commenting on the comment section. Tell me your childhood traumas, because these things, they're really affecting us adults. They're really affecting our parenting. They really are affecting our growing up. They're really affecting our, everything is being surrounded by our childhood traumas. So guys, as I continue with this conversation, I want you to go on the comment section. I want you to go and comment on the comment section. Tell me the things that you feel like this this is my trauma, because I want to be sharing with you some of the things that I feel like are part of my childhood traumas, part of the things that I feel like are affecting my adulthood, things that are affecting my day to day living. So it's feel hot. It's a little bit hot, but we're going to continue just the way it is. So what are traumas? These are the things that we grow up, knowing, or probably blocking us from maybe living to our fullest, and living to our level best. Can we start by talking about, the unserious things? Let's start by talking the unserious things about the traumas. As we head on, we are going to be moving on and talk about, the deep traumas. Tell me why up to now, because when we were little kids, we used to go to other people, our cousins, our friends' places, and spend some time there. Tell me why, even right now, when I go to people's places, I'm very choosy. I don't just eat. I don't just assume that just because I'm there at their house they're going to give me food, because there are so many times that when we were kids, we used to go to our friends' places, and they used to eat when we were watching. Imagine. I don't blame them. Right now, that is the healing. They healed me. Comes to know that probably our friends' parents had only that food. They had only cooked for the four of them, and not me and my sisters and my other friends that we came with. So and it is lunchtime, they have to eat. So and there's nothing that we can do. As much as we are kids, there's nothing we can do about it. So I'm wondering right now, how at this moment I still don't I still feel like unaweza ninyima chakula naweza kuja kwako. Unaweza ninyima, like literally I can come to your house, and before I come to your house I'm like, let me just eat. I don't want to go there and huyo mtu akose kunipatia chakula nisikie vibaya, ama huyo mtu akose kunifanyia kitu fulani nisikie vibaya, ama huyo mtu hata kunywa juice nilikuwa nimekatia hapo akose kunipatia. These are the things that I feel like me, they are triggering my adulthood, because I have friends, I have and I visit them, but still, until I'm so comfortable with you, until I'm so close with you, I expect anything. I expect you to not give me food, and it's okay for me. It's okay, because if you come to my house probably unannounced, and I had not planned for any meal, what do you want me to give you? I come to understand that, but still the trauma is I expect that you can I expect that you can be taking your food there when I'm just watching TV. I think that is one of the traumas. But we have, I believe, up to now, I don't expect much when I come to your house. And I don't expect a lot from you. Another thing that I feel it is a trauma to me is that personally, I come from a very loving, very composed, and very caring. As I have a superb mama, I have a loving dad who love me, who take care of me, who nurtures me to be the woman that I am now. But at the same time, when I was a kid, I was a head girl in primary school. I was a head girl, but that is meaning the captain in primary school, high school. I was the captain, and it is triggering me to be the perfect person every now and then. It is making me not to allow. I'm not so vulnerable with my problems. I'm not so vulnerable with my decisions. I don't tell people everything. I am so conserved. As much as I'm an extrovert, you will literally know just few things about me. I don't just talk to people. I don't just tell people my problems. I don't just tell people what I'm passing through. I just keep it to myself. That is how I was in primary and in my high school. So I find it very, like, it's sort of a trauma because I was perfect throughout my high school and my primary school, and also part of my campus until I became the bad girl. But I feel like most of my childhood have been the perfect kid, the perfect child, the one. I am the one advising other kids. I'm the one who is the role model of other kids. I'm the one who people are, I have been the perfect kid all through my childhood, and I really feel that is affecting my adulthood because I want also to be perfect. I want to be married in the right way. I want to get children in the right way. I want to get that job, that perfect job. I want to get everything in the most perfect way. And let me tell you, right now, at least I'm aware that, they are failing. You can fail. You can try something and fail in it. You can try marriage and fail in it. You can try. Nothing is supposed to. There's no formula. There's no manual. You don't have the manual to living this. Nobody has the manual. If at all I had the manual to this life, then I would be the perfect person. But since I come from a background whereby all through my life, I don't think kuanguka mtihani nilikuwa naanguka nikiwa number 4. Yeah, literally. So I come from a background whereby I have been the perfect kid. I have been the perfect person. I have been the role model. I have been the, follow Grace. Guys, Grace is doing this. Follow her steps. I have been that perfect kid, and right now is when I'm growing up, I'm realizing that, Grace, this is your life and nobody else's. You don't have to please them. You don't have to please them. Just live your life, and that's it. You're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. We're all human beings, for goodness sake. So that is one of my childhood traumas that I'm trying to fix right now, that I'm trying to work on right now. And I feel like it is affecting part of me, because as much as I'm trying so much to heal from it, as much as I'm trying so much I have accepted that is the way I am, I'm still struggling. I have known that you can fail, you're not the perfect person. I believe that there's just part of me that feels like I should be the perfect, that perfect kid. Yeah, and I would like to tell people that if you are that kind of kid, that your father expects a lot from you, your mother expects a lot from you, the society itself expects a lot from you, you are a human being just like any other. You are a kid just like any other. You are a lady just like any other. If your marriage fails, if everything that you do, pick up yourself and move on. That is not the end of it all. One thing that I have come to realize is that our parents also are living in their traumas. The only difference between us and them is that our parents didn't have anyone to guide them. They didn't have these things that we call therapy. They didn't have people to talk about their traumas, and also they didn't know their traumas. For us, we know that these are traumas. We know that we can go and talk it out through, therapy. We can talk it out through our friend, with our friends, and probably if you're sharing the same experiences, you will know that it's the solution. One thing that I know is that you can never please someone past the level they can please themselves. You can never please someone past the level they can please themselves. I was that kid that as much as I was perfect, naturally, but the fact that I was perfect made me to be that kid who will work to please my parents every now and then, not to fail the society every now and then. People expect a lot from me, and I have to give them what they want. So one thing that I have come to learn as an adult is that you cannot please people beyond how they can please themselves. I cannot please you to the level that you yourself have not pleased yourself. Like, it is so sarcastic, but you want me to please you beyond. It is so funny that people expect to be pleased beyond how they can please themselves. You can only go to that level that they have pleased themselves, and that's a fact. And that is one thing that we should accept and know that people, all of us are human beings. We have mistakes. You can fail. All you have to do is pick yourself up and move on. If you go to that marriage and it fails, pick yourself up and move on. Our parents, let me say this, our parents have their traumas, and I don't blame my parents for how they raised me. I don't blame any parents for how they raised their kids. That is just how they were. That is just how also probably they were raised, and that's up to their case and not mine. This is my generation that I'm creating, and everything that I do is going to affect my generation. Whatever my parents, that was them. Whatever, they come from a background also. They come from their own traumas also. But I will not accept my kids to come, I will not carry baggages. I will not carry the traumas and probably, transfer them to my kids. I will not allow that. I will try so much to be a healthy woman, to realize that this is just some of the things that you can probably learn and heal from. Because if you don't do that, you're going to transfer them to your kids. Have you ever seen those mothers who used to come when we were little kids, and they used to beat up their kids like, hey, they used to beat up their kids like no one's business. And the child used to grow with a lot of fear. The child has never experienced love or care. They are so afraid to tell their mother anything that happens to them. They're so afraid of telling their mothers when they want something to be done. And I am trying to imagine that on my kids, and I'm like, no, that is not something that I would wish to transfer to my kids. Personally, I have grown from a family where I have been shown love. That is why I'm able, even if anything could happen to me right now, I'm able to call my mom and tell her, you know what, this has happened, and she'll be like, relax, that is just normal. And I believe she's also growing, she's healing from her past traumas. Those parents that they have a formula of life. They have a formula that you have to study. After your studies, you have to get a job. After that job, you have to get married. After that marriage, you have to get a kids. If you don't go via that formula, your life is ruined. If you get a kid when you're schooling, your life is ruined. And that is, there are people who are living like that. If your kid was so smart but akapata mtoto katikati, that is, your life is done. That is it. And I want to grow. I want my kids to grow from a generation whereby they know you can start from anywhere. You can wake up as a, even if you got a kid when in your studies, you can start it from there. It is not the end. When your marriage breaks, you can start it from there. There's nothing that stops. Do you know time doesn't stop? Auntie Grace, you're crying. This is your most vulnerable time. So let me pause the time so that you can cry a little bit, and afterwards you can pick up from. No, time still goes on even when I'm breaking. Time still move on even when I'm crying, even when I'm most broken. And that is one of the things that we should realize, that time doesn't wait for anyone. And if you realize that, you are able to pick up yourself very fast, and move on. Our parents have really, some, not all, and a lot of approach to the parents that they know that there is nowhere that you can't pick up yourself from. Even if you're 35, even if you're 40 years, you still have time to grow. You still have time to build that wealth. You still have time to create that business. You still have, just pick up yourself from where you have realized yourself. Because I believe the moment you realize yourself, and also you accept who you are, because acceptance is the first thing. You accept that, hey, Gracie manze, haijawork here, maybe it's not going in the right direction. From then, that is when I can pick myself up. From then, that is when I can realize my potential. I can realize this is not what I was built for. This is what I was built for. So one thing about me, the trauma that I was talking about, is that I come from a very, I have been a very perfect kid from the word go. From just the time that I realized myself, not when I was born, but when I realized myself, I have been that kid that I was the role model. Other kids were used to be sent to me. Go and ask Grace to help you with that. Go and tell Grace to help you with what that mathematics, that's question. I believe Grace knows. So I have, yeah, literally. But I believe we all have traumas. We all have things that we live up to. And trust you me, we are not perfect. We are human beings. Our parents are also human beings. They have their bad times, and they have their good times. And the moment we accept our parents just the way they are, if you don't stop living in hallucination, stop living in expectations, start living in reality. This is the way my dad is. But you know what? He loves me. He cares for me. This is something that I don't like about him. But you know what? This man, he's a genuine. He loves us genuinely. He cares for us genuinely. He provides for us genuinely. The moment you accept our parents and not expecting much from our parents, that is the moment you're going to grow as a person. You accept yourself. You accept your parents. Stop living in that. Initangwa kufanto, the one that you see other kids have been, they're traveling with their parents. Other kids their parents are taking them to one of the best schools in the world, and your parent is just there. Local, that is just them. The vibe that they give, the genuinity in whatever they are doing, that is what they can afford. And the moment you start living up to that, the moment your life starts changing. Because let me tell you, we give our parents fault for not being who we want them to be, instead of accepting them for who they are. Yes, we blame our parents for who we wanted them to be, but we don't give them a chance to be themselves, and we don't love them for who they are right now. You know, just like marriages, just like relationships, leave alone our parents, even other relationships, even other marriages. Don't blame that person for who you want them to be. Love them just the way they are. Are they so much? Are they talkative? Just love them. Love me as Grace Thuo. Love me as whoever. Don't love the what do we call it? The whatever. What do we call it? How you want me to be. Like you expect me to be that big person out there, driving that Harrier, driving that Range Rover. You are in love with that hallucination about me. You're in love with that thing that you expect from me. Don't love that. Love the me that's who is just humble as I am, who probably doesn't have as much money as probably you might want. Love, and that is a real love, and that is a real, you are going to be living in reality. You have friends who are like fake. Stop assuming, stop loving them for what you imagine them being. Stop loving your husband for what you imagine your husband being. Stop loving that boyfriend or that girlfriend for who you imagine that girlfriend of yours or that boyfriend of yours being. Love them the way they are. And that is one of the things. If you do that, you're going to grow from... I don't mean... I have so many things that I'm learning on the way. I'm not just perfect. Let me say this. Whatever I'm saying here, the things that personally have grown to know, I have grown to learn, and I'm healing from. So these are not a guaranteed method of healing, a guaranteed method of that is just my version. So the moment you do that, you're going to find yourself in a better place, better state of mind. You're going to just experience peace from nowhere. Let's just love people from where they sit right now and not from where they will sit tomorrow. Yeah? Yes. So let me tell you something else. You cannot heal a false narrative. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot heal a false narrative. The first narrative here is that what you expect, that is false. Probably there will be other things tomorrow, another thing that you don't expect tomorrow. So you cannot heal from a false narrative. There is no way you can heal from it. If I want my kid to be a doctor, and that kid becomes a teacher tomorrow, trust you me, I will always be saying, I told you to go and study to be a doctor. I will always not appreciate the person you wanted to become. I will always blame you for the person that you refused to be. You refused, I will always blame you for the person you became. Yes? I will always blame you for the person you did not become and not the person you became. You get? You cannot heal from a false narrative. If my father expects me to be the president of Kenya and tomorrow I become, a public speaker or what content creator, he will always tell me, Grace, you never became, if you were the president of Kenya, there's so many, just appreciate me the way they are. We have two lines. And let me tell you, parents, there are people who are becoming parents, there are people who are already parents, there are people who have version of who their kids should be. No, I think you will never heal from it. If that kid never became that pilot that you wanted, you will never heal. You can never heal from a false narrative. If your husband never became that rich man that you expected him to be, you will never heal from him. You will always go out there to search for the better version of who you want. if your girlfriend or your wife never became the person you imagine them to be, you'll never heal from it. You will literally never heal. You can never heal from a false narrative. Yeah, so this conversation gets deeper and deeper, and I think it is should I add yeah, most of our traumas come, our childhood traumas are so right now. Let me tell you something. One of my unserious, let me talk about something that is so unserious. You know the way my mom used to tell me usibakishe chakula. If you come to my house and don't finish that food, I would feel offended. Why kwa nini hujamaliza food? That is one of the traumas that I'm trying to heal. You can feel you can be full anytime. Probably umewekewa food. You don't know the size of your stomach. So if at all nimeweka food nikakosa kumaliza ama mgeni amekuja akakosa, I'm not supposed to feel guilty. I'm not supposed to feel like I have. Do you know when I was a kid, if I don't finish that food, manzeni itabidi nimalize. Ilikuwa inabidi nimalize hiyo chakula yenye umewekewa, hata kama unasikia sijui ya wewe maliza, because we don't advocate. Tulikuwa tunaona ni kama kunini, it's a big deal. I saw kids be beaten up because of not eating. Unapigwa vibaya, unapigwa na mzazi, vita, because you have not finished your food. And I was like, isn't that kid full already? So we grow up, you start feeling like everybody who comes to your house, or rather you must finish your food everywhere you go. No. If you fall, that's it. It's okay kubakisha chakula. It's okay mtoto akusema mam nimeshiba ama dadi nimeshiba. Don't beat them up the way our parents used to beat. Hey, the way I saw kids being beaten up because of not eating. Even right now, you beat your little kids because of not finishing food, and you beat them thoroughly. You beat them like no one's business. So I don't want to go further. I don't want to prolong this talk because it is a very wide and very, very. Let me see if there are some things that I had written here. Maybe probably I feel like I should talk about them, and I have not talked about them yet. I think that's it. Yeah. So as I wind up, let us all agree that our parents did to their level best. Our parents taught us to the level best. Remember, they didn't have therapy. They didn't have probably people to talk to, and imagine the challenges you're passing through right now. They're also passing through. They're not superheroes. Our parents are not superheroes, for your information. The same challenges you're passing in your adulthood right now, they were being faced by those challenges in the same manner, in the same method that you've passed in them. So they are not exceptional. They are not superheroes. They are just human beings. And you know, the least that you can do is be the perfect person. You be the healed person, so that you cannot transfer to the generation that is coming from you. Are we together? So on the comment section, I expect you to tell me the traumas that you have passed through, you know, childhood traumas that you have been through, and you feel like you have healed from, even if you have not healed from the child. Do you know even character, what else? Personality. There are some personalities and characters that are developed from childhood traumas. Mtu tu anakasirika tu, ama mtu anaona anamaliziwa chakula. Unaona, you have ever been in those homestead whereby huwezi acha food yako pale juu unajua utamaliziwa. So you get married, or rather you get kids, ama mnafightia. I rather nishinde nikiangalia ile ama nakula in a way that it is weird in the nini kwa akili ninajiambia nitamaliziwa. No, that's your food. Like, let's live in reality right now. Unless your children are like that, or your husband is like, or your wife is like that, that is when they can do that. But in this, we are coming from a healed generation. Our kids are going to come from a healed generation. So can we heal such things? Can we heal from? Another thing I feel like I have not talked about is the black tax. Is it tax or whatever? The one that we feel like I should take care of my kids, like I should take care of my parents, or parents feeling entitled to be taking care of their kids. I don't advocate for that. You had your own life, live it to your level best. If God blesses me, then I will, and it is optional. I will come and help you where I can. Yes, I believe that should be the narrative, because I am not obligated to helping my parents. I'm not obligated to helping my society. That is not my obligation. My obligation is living to my level best, the best life that I can have for myself and probably for my generation. But my parents are not obligated to me helping them. I'm not obligated to me helping my parents. They have their own life. That is the best way they could have lived. And I also want to live the best way that I can live. But if I really want to help them, I would. Stop you blackmail your kids. Parents, stop blackmailing your kids. Your kids out here are working so hard to help you rather than help themselves. They forget themselves and they start helping. And if I start talking about this, I would get mad. But I would really like to have to live with people who have healed from their childhood traumas. It is not a must that you help your parents, but if you have more than enough, help them. You're not obligated. It is not written that ukimaliza uanze kusaidia wazazi. See, they had their own lives to live. They live to their level best. Live to your level best. But if kama roho yako ni kubwa sana ya kusaidia, ya kwenda kuwajengea, ya kwenda kufanya nini, then do it. It is not a must, because they also could have jengad for themselves. You can jenga for yourself. But we are all different. There are those people who have been built with a very big heart, who have been created to be very generous, and don't feel obligated to help no one, especially from your society or from your parents. It's optional. You help them it is not written that after umemaliza kila kitu sasa ende ukasaidia wazazi. Apana. No, do it genuinely. Can you do it from the deepest part of you? It is not because people expect you to do it. Just do it because you want to. You really love to do that. Yes, it is not because I don't want people to be saying I live a good life in Nairobi and my parents in Ushago wanna suffer. No. Just do it because you really want to help them. You really want to see them, thriving and going their lives, moving well. Do it from the bottom of your heart and not because of other people, or probably you feel obligated to be doing that. No. I am not an advocate of that, but do it because you want to, from the deepest part of you. So I'm gonna close this video to there. Guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Road to 300 subscribers, guys. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to open the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you'll be the first people to be notified. Bye.